In spite of Albert's hope, the day passed unmarked by any incident, excepting 2 or 3 encounters with the carriage full of Roman peasants. At one of these encounters, accidentally or purposely, Albert's mask fell off. He instantly rose and cast the remainder of the bouquets into the carriage. Doubtless one of the charming females Albert had detected beneath their coquettish disguise was touched by his gallantry, for, as the carriage of the 2 friends passed her, she threw a bunch of violets. Albert seized it, and as Franz had no reason to suppose it was meant for him, he suffered Albert to retain it. Albert placed it in his buttonhole, and the carriage went triumphantly on. "Well," said Franz to him, "there's the beginning of an adventure. Laugh if you please, I really think so I will not abandon this bouquet." "Pardieu," returned Franz, laughing, "in token of your ingratitude." The jest, however, soon appeared to become earnest. For when Albert and Franz again encountered the carriage with the contadini, the one who had thrown the violets to Albert clapped her hands when she beheld them in his buttonhole. "Bravo, bravo," said Franz. "Things go wonderfully. Perhaps you would prefer being alone." "No," replied he. "I will not be caught like a fool at the first disclosure by a rendezvous under the clock, as they say at the opera balls. If the fair peasant wishes to carry matters any further, we shall find her, or rather she will find us tomorrow. Then she will give me some sign or other, and I shall know what I have to do." "On my word," said Franz, "you are as wise as Nestor and prudent as Ulysses, and your fair Circe must be very skillful, or very powerful, if she succeed in changing you into a beast of any kind." Welcome to Odyssey, the daily Odyssey through Homer's The Odyssey. Oh, no, wait, wrong podcast, sorry. I did not expect to have such a direct overlap between Monte Cristo and the Odyssey. Franz making an Odysseus, who he calls Ulysses here by the Roman name, reference. "You are as wise as Nestor and prudent as Ulysses, and your fair Circe must be very skillful or very powerful if she succeed in changing you into a beast of any kind." We haven't gotten this far in the Odyssey yet, but famously, Circe turns Odysseus's crew into pigs. Franz essentially saying here that you're wise to be strategic about this, and that even if this woman who's giving you violets is a type of Circe, because of your approach, she would have to be incredibly powerful to overcome you. Let's not forget they just witnessed an execution. And they're already laughing and jovial. I also find it kind of, not funny, it's not funny at all, it's just how things were, but the exchanging of flowers and putting one in your lapel as a kind of signal. You can imagine all of the different types of flowers and confetti being thrown about here. So if you pick up someone's specific flower, in this case a violet, and put it in your buttonhole, that's kind of a signal that, hey, I'm interested. Let's take this to the next level. But it really put me in mind of like middle school corsages. I like you, therefore I'm gonna bring you a flower to wear to the dance. I think things are looking up for Albert though, because while he has been flummoxed by the cultural differences in Italian women, compared to coming from Paris, France, he does seem to be getting some signal beyond just receiving the flower. When he sees the contadini again, she is clapping her hands as she sees the violet in his lapel. So clearly she is delighted that he has accepted her gesture. Because you got to imagine, as I said, with all the different detritus floating around, how do you know, unless it's a very direct action, that you're even picking up the right flower, or that the flower was intended for you, as Franz says here, or as it's indicated that Franz assumed it wasn't meant for him, that it was meant for Albert, and Franz saying, hey, is this the part of being a wingman where I get out of here and let you take over for the night? But I think Albert needs to proceed with a little bit of, not caution, but a little less naivety. I feel like he is someone who, like, if you took Albert and put him in 2009, he'd be one of these guys, he's just not that into you guys, going, is this a signal? Should I be thinking she's into me doing this? Is this not a signal? Am I reading too much into it? I think he's building out a story of his relationships or potential with women from not much. And I think there's a line here as it starts today's passage that indicates I think he's a little desperate. The line, "At one of these encounters, accidentally or purposely, Albert's mask fell off." So he's so desperate for someone to recognize him and to use every advantage he has, i.e. his good looks, so that he will have some encounter with someone at some point who remembers him. But this is also just bringing me back to the idea that we don't know much about Franz. He doesn't seem particularly interested in making romantic encounters, which is fine, absolutely fine. But does he have someone back at home? Is there a reason he's not interested in romance? Are we to take his interludes with Countess G as potentially romantic? Like, he's just not engaging with this culture on the same level as Albert. Level isn't the right word, but just with the same mission statement. He doesn't seem particularly interested in making these types of connections, which again is fine, but it's in lieu of having any other information, so it just makes me wonder why. What's up, Franz? Okay, that is all I've got for today, so join me here tomorrow as we barrel through chapter 36. Until then, okay, goodbye.